Well, it's a really frosty, cold morning. It's Saturday and Stephen's off, I'm off, and as I said, I wanted to get plenty of work done down in this bottom plot. It's really cold though. You can't get a fork in the ground, but that doesn't mean that I can't get tidied up and do a bit of planning. I'm not sure Stephen's going to be doing any fencing today because it is literally a frozen ground. So I want to get as much done as I can, just getting tidied up. I did try and film with the tripod, but it kept falling over because there's a little bit of wind today. It's still at the minute, but anyway, not to worry. I'll show you what I've got going on. But it's a really peaceful morning. It's really nice. We're going to start by just literally clearing the rubbish. So there's been compost bags that I was using to suppress, and then I've ended up using the bricks that were on top of the compost bags to hold other things down. So those bags are just going to blow away. So I need to get all of those tidied up, any bits of rubbish and things that have floated down here, and concentrate on the end that's not going to have the pigs in it, because the pigs are just going to sort out behind me. See what we've got going. Might pick a few sprouts, things like that, but we'll see where we get to. It's one of those days where you just find yourself sniffing all the time, so I won't video that for you. Right, we've got one bag that's got some compost left in it. I forgot I'd stuffed one in the fence there, so that's for the rubbish. That's my little rubbish pile that I'm going to take up, and it'll either go on a fire or it will just be recycled. Well, you can't recycle those, can you? Anyway, I'll figure out the best way to get rid of them. And what I've done is, if on my last video, do you remember there was the green mesh which you can see in the distance on this lot of beds here? Well, I've taken all that off, and I've taken the tubes, what they're called, that we got, that we actually bought from Gardening Naturally, I think it was called, something like that. Anyway, they've been brilliant, held up really well. It's the same ones that are in here, so really pleased with those. Anyway, I've taken them out and made sure that they're going to get stored properly, because obviously I really want to look after those. It's not wasn't an inexpensive thing. It was an investment for long-term use of those. But what's left, let me show you. There's a couple of things that we can harvest, and then the rest will just go in the compost, and this will get covered over. So let me show you now. So this is where I've taken the net from, and you can see there's just leftovers. These were cabbages, no they weren't, that's a lie. These were cauliflowers and broccoli. A few baby tiny sprouts there, which I'm just going to pick those off. We'll just fry them up whole probably, and the rest of this is completely trashed. I can't even remember what that was. There's this one plant here which I think is a cailette. I wasn't supposed to be here, but regardless, I'm going to take the full plant and see what we're doing with them. It's either that or blown sprouts, but either way they'll get used. And I'm just going to put that in with some greens in with some bacon and things like that, fry it up, you know, nice easy. That's the garlic patch, and then from where the garlic finishes about there down to where the Swedes finish here, which will be the new line for where the pigs will stop, that is where I'm going to put the onions that should have gone in like a couple of months ago. Way up, it's slippy. A couple of months ago, and they didn't, but they're going to go in now, and they're going to like it, and we'll just have to see how they go. I will be picking these sprouts today as well, that I showed you last time, and the rest of this can come out at some point. I'm not sure how much I'll get done today, but it's due to be dry for days and days now, so hopefully I'll be able to get out here and there. But let's see what we can get done today. I'm going to work on this bit for now. Excuse the hair, I'm really hot. I've had to take the hat off, so I've got hat hair. I've put some fresh hay. Well, it's not fresh as in straight off the bale, but it's hay that's just been wasted for one reason or another on the barn floor that the animals have not had, or the chickens have scratched up, and we just sweep it into a pile. And then basically I've just mulched. I always do that purposefully, so we don't waste it, and so that we can use it as mulch for the likes of this. So I've just put it on top of the garlic that hasn't come through yet. The stuff that's through, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. Don't know, we'll wait and see. Anyway, and I've also taken everything out that was in that row there and weeded it. There's bits and pieces on there, leaves and other bits and odds and sods, but it looks fine. So that is done. But now I've got an ever-growing pile that will become the compost once we move the pigs. Once we put the fence up for the pigs. And I've also put all of the leaves and everything here that I've raked up that were on this this little tunnel row that we're on, this little row here. So that's ready to turn into that ground there. One thing I did see a good idea for was to use the asparagus ferns that you chop down as pathways. So I'm going to get those from the top when I chop them down soon. It's on the list, and I'm going to put them between the garlic and what will be the next bed, just literally wide enough to walk on. I don't want pathways in here, only the middle path. So I'll do that, which it's currently got cardboard on it, you can't really see, but there is cardboard there just to suppress the weeds. And I will put asparagus ferns on, and then they can just break down as if it was straw or something, but it'll give me something to walk on and not allow it to get all carted onto your feet and things. I do want to get the onions in, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but I will have a think and I'll show you. It's another amazing day, and this is where we got to. So I've got our homemade compost. This is the first time I've ever been able to, well, not been able to, tried to make compost. It's absolutely amazing. I'm 100% going to go down this path this year, and literally, I mean, the money that it'll save doing your own is going to be fantastic, so I'm really pleased with that. So this area here is where we're going to put the onions. So I haven't got those in yet, but they are going in hopefully in the next night or two. It just depends on the weather and work and things like that, but I'm really pleased with that. So that's gone really well. And then essentially this pathway here, or this bed, sorry, is going to be finished. So when we take this down to where that kind of sprout is there, that sprout tree there, that'll probably be where we end, because that's where we've agreed on the other side the pigs will go, as I've mentioned. Let's have a little turn around, wave to the shadow. And then that's done. That's going to be planted, and this will be full up until when the onions and garlic get pulled out in, well, whenever it is, in late spring, I guess, early summer next year. And they should be fantastic. I'll work on getting this bed ready and covered up. Now that I know that I'm definitely doing the compost down here, this is all going to get chopped up. Might just run a lawnmower over it or something like that, and it's going to be fantastic. I'm so pleased with the compost. Really, really chuffed with that. This bed will then be ready. We'll get these two here. So basically it looks as though this isn't how I've planned it, but looks what's turning out. We've got a wide bed, a line which will be the asparagus ferns, another wide bed, a narrow path, then the same on either side. I'm going to put strawberries along the edge here on this side, possibly on that side too, because nothing can get through the fence to them. So I need something low, because if I put something high, the horses will just lean over the fence and eat it. So I think that'll work along the path there too, make best use of the space. Compost bins here at the fence, where that fence will be going up. I think that'll work well. So either side of the centre path will have two quite wide beds, strawberries, and a narrow path just big enough to walk through. I think that's what's going to work out. Now I need to figure out what I'm going to put in them. These should all be coming out at the same time. They'll be ready in spring brassicas. And then we'll extend all the way down to here. So I want to get more of these tunnels, so I'll have to get working out finances for that. But yeah, I think we're coming up with a plan. Right, I'll tell you what else I'm going to show you before I finish this one off. We've got our seed potatoes that have been delivered, and I've got some of the peppers that I'm going to show you that I'm sowing too, and then I think we'll call that a day. I'm going to show you the seed potatoes that I've got. Now, first point is the ones that I've ordered from Thompson & Morgan. So at the moment I've got two lots. I've got Thompson & Morgan, and I went to Wilco's and accidentally bought some. The ones from Thompson & Morgan were delivered, everything was fine. The dog's snorting her head off, sorry. Is she going to come round, Annie? There she is. Hello. I'm excited. She's going to get me a shoe. She always goes to pick shoes up. No shoes. Anyway, sorry, distracted. Thompson & Morgan are saying that, what is it, handle with care. Let me show you the parcel. This is the parcel. Oops. They didn't handle it with care, Annie. Anyway, not Thompson & Morgan's fault. But let me open this and show you what we've got from these guys. This is exactly as it came. Got a mucky little invoice, but that's absolutely fine. That's not exactly. Annie, come here. So we have got Purple Majesty potatoes and lots of King Edwards. So as I said, trying to go back to basics this year. These are Purple Majesty, which I absolutely love, and look, they've already started chitting. So one little bit of advice from myself is to, when they come in these nets, is to take them out as soon as possible, because once they get caught around the nets, once the chits get caught in the nets, they can snap and become very difficult to get off. So you don't want to ruin your potatoes like that. Because actually, look at the size of that one. Some of them I'll rub off because they're too big or too soon. And the rest of these guys in here are your King Edwards, which I absolutely love. So I've got 1 kilo, 2 kilos, 3 kilos, 4 kilos of King Edwards. And as you can see, these have only just a tiny little bit started to chit. These guys are not as far on as the Purple Majesty. And then the ones from Wilko, this is a 2 kilo bag, and these haven't started to chit. Oh, maybe a little bit. And these are Mary Piper main crop. So I think all of these are main crop actually. Can't see it on there. Maybe you can on the screen. But anyway, so all of these will all go in at the same time, but they will chit first. So that's all the seed potatoes I've got at the moment. It might seem like a lot, but we actually grow so many potatoes. This isn't enough, but I do want to stay at quite a basic amount. However, the other ones that I want to pick up are from Potato House online. I'm really pleased with those from last year. I want to order some Alouette. I think the other ones are called Yet Home Gypsy. They're a purple skinned, but yellow flesh. And the Alouette were brilliant. They're red skinned and yellow flesh. They were absolutely lovely. What were the other ones? Some Charlotte. And I was also recommended, I think they're called Foremost, Foremost, by an old chap that used to run a Victorian garden style estate. He used to be the head gardener there. And they're the ones that they used to grow there. I've never heard of them before. I think they were a second early, I can't remember. But yeah, I'm going to grab some of those as well. Not until the end of the month. Once we get paid, we'll get those ordered and then we'll get them chitted. And that's it for the seed potatoes for now. So the peppers that I'm looking to put in at the moment, I think there's some in each of these packets left. The Anaheim, really liked those last year. Poblano, I really like those as well. And they were just very, very hardy for my growing style. Hungarian hot wax, sweet banana, they were lovely for pickling. The Tabascos, very hot. Santana and Serrano, I got mixed up as to what they were like, and the pepperoncini and the sweet banana were very similar. The yellow bell peppers, I didn't get any of those, but I would really like to because my daughter loves them, and the Ring of Fire were super hot. The other ones that I'm definitely growing but I need to get more of are jalapenos, so I'm going to have a good look and see if I can get some early jalapenos. But they were very prolific last year as well, if you remember, looking back on some of the vlogs. But this is just a selection that I've got for now. I'll definitely get a few of each of these seeds in and go from there basically. But the sweet banana and the pepperoncinis were very good. And it's difficult to tell the difference between, I think, the sweet banana and the jalapenos. But anyway, we'll figure that out together as we go through the year. And lots of different seeds suppliers, Simply Seed, DT Brown, South Devon Chilli Farm, Just Seed. No complaints for any of them, really good. So it's another super, super cold day, heat day. My favourite kind of days. It's really cold, really crisp, not a breath of air, not a breath of wind, and really sunny, which is lovely. So I'm going to be getting some vitamin D when I can, and then getting these peppers in, these seeds in at some point. That obviously needs a lot of heat to get going, and they'll be kept in the house and they'll be babied for a little while. The potatoes will be getting chitted very soon, so I'll just put those out onto egg boxes. And we'll see how they fare over the next couple of months. They'll just go into a north facing window where they'll get indirect light, and yeah, just keep an eye on them. For now, that's the end of this week's kitchen garden vlog. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you later.